Yeah, today I want to share about my conversation with my mom yesterday. I had talked and talked and talked about videotaping something and sending it to her, and then a couple days back I talked to her on the phone, and she said something to me about my throat sounded like it had a frog in it, and I decided then that I would talk to her on the phone instead of doing a videotape. One of the things I noticed about doing a videotape was that I wasn't very expressive emotionally, so I wasn't really portraying how I was feeling. It was kind of monotone, I guess. And so I called her up and talked to her yesterday, and I was surprised at myself. I really came right out and told her. I have a niece that's getting married in September, and I didn't want to go to the wedding. I didn't go to her sister's wedding, and if I went to hers, I was afraid there might be some jealousy problems there. I also didn't want to go because I didn't want to draw attention away from the bride. The biggest thing was, though, I didn't want to go. I live in Portland. They live up north. I don't have a vehicle. Somebody would have to somebody would have to come and get me, and I didn't want to have to deal with all that. So that's how I started it off, telling her I couldn't go, and explain later why I couldn't go. And her phone wasn't near a seat, so she couldn't sit down, and I said, well, are you going to pull something over so you can sit down? Didn't want to exactly be talking to her while she was standing up. Brought a stool over and sat down, and I just came out and told her that I was going through some changes, that I'd been working on this for a long time. She asked me if I'd prayed about it, and I said I certainly had. My favorite verse in the Bible is Psalms 139. It talks about being fearfully and wonderfully made. David is saying that he realizes he's fearfully and wonderfully made. But the parts that I associate with my changing is that the verse talks about knowing our core being, knowing who we are, knowing our frame separate from the animals, and knowing us before we were formed, before we were boy or girl, before we were blonde, brunette, before diseases were apparent, before deformities were apparent, before everything. God knew us what our entire life would be, our struggles. And I shared that with her. Yes, I had prayed about this and worked over this for quite a few years. And I told her the reason why I hadn't told her sooner was because I didn't want them gnashing over what was happening with me. After my 4th tee shot, I decided that it was time to talk to her. And it seems to me in some ways that I might have been the one doing the gnashing, not her. She accepted it very well. Of course, I may get a letter in the mail later. This says different. Bacon. Crisp. Thank you. Yum. And so I may get a letter from her later. But there were no cheers on the phone. I hoped that I would just talk to my mom and not my dad, and they only had one phone that was working right then, so it was just Mom talking to me, so she'll have to relay the message to Dad. She told me not to worry about it. So, now I just wait and find out what happens, I guess. I haven't told my youngest sister yet, and I told my mom I hadn't told her. I won't be telling her until after the wedding. So, that's how my conversation with my mom went. Hope everybody's doing well. Talk to you later.